Hello and welcome to episode 30 of our Timberborn Update 7 Emberpelts playthrough, cycle 57, day 17. Got about 5 days left in our drought cycle right now. Last time we built this ridiculous housing bridge and took care of some other stuff. And folks, this playthrough is essentially at its end. There's not a ton more that I can really do within a justifiable amount of time. And it feels like we've basically done just about everything there is to do, short of making the entire map green, which would probably take me another 15 hours, and I honestly do not have that time, unfortunately, because I'm having a whole lot of fun with this. But let's take a quick look here at what we have not done in terms of population well-being. It is at 59, so we are pretty good, but you can see here that we're lagging behind on some things, like all the beavers eating apples, which doesn't really make sense because I've got almost 9,000 of them in storage. I have 100,000 food that beavers have not eaten yet. Everything else is looking pretty okay, except apple pies, which I believe probably use the same. We have all the food anyway, with the exception of, I think these are tomatoes down here. So this is, I think, mostly a distribution problem that we may be able to kind of solve. We'll see. Social life stuff, though, we probably need to put some work in there. Aesthetics, and then this beautiful dam is just one of those decorative pieces. We can stick a couple of those somewhere and probably satisfy most of this. Monuments are fine. Wonder of Fire is not going to show up until we activate those. And we don't have a carousel. That is one thing I did promise at least a couple of you that we would build, would be a carousel. So we do still have some stuff that we should try to get accomplished. I think one of the reasons why we're running out of some of these types of food, or the production is being weird, is because we don't have enough canola. In fact, we have 0 because we've been turning it into absolutely everything. So, we probably need to have somewhere where we can plant additional canola. I don't really know where would make a ton of sense. I mean, we've got a lot of wheat that we're not doing anything with. So the quick, easy answer for me is probably just take all of this wheat out and make it canola. That would help solve some of our problems. We also need more tomatoes, which means we need to plant those. I don't really know where it would make sense to put that. I don't know. There's a lot going on, and a lot of stuff that, because I am doing these as videos, and I don't record, 40 hours to edit down into 20 minutes, it's just not reasonable for me to actually spend too much more time when I have all this other stuff going on, which is unfortunate, because clearly there's an appetite for content like that. I just can't make it. So, let's move on past that. We've got all these beavers with broken teeth, and I don't remember ever having a grindstone anywhere. So right here, let's put 2 of those. Let's actually check and see, because I don't think I ever put any in. Yeah, that was it. I did not have a single tooth grindstone. I mean, we have 200 beavers who aren't doing anything anyway. So, I guess that's, I don't know, that's a problem I should have done something about a lot sooner than now, when we're basically at the end of the series, but it's fine. Don't need to really be that worried about it. Let's get this on triple speed. Get these guys to take the rest of this out, and then I will plant some canola, hopefully. They can get the rest of these things removed. Yeah, we are experiencing a little bit of lag. Just so we're all on the same page, this is not because of my computer, it's because of the game. I've got currently 0.9% CPU load. I have the thing up on the other screen. The computer's not the one suffering. It's not the graphics card either. There's just only so much the game can reasonably do with the resources that it is allowed to access. So, yeah, canola will take time to grow in. I did have a couple of interesting ideas proposed about what to do over here. If we scroll all the way down underneath the bridge, there is another cavern here. And we could, in theory, we could turn this into another little frog cave or something like that. I did think that was kind of a fun idea. This is an, as of now, unused tubeway. So I think what might make more sense is for us to remove this, try to, claw back some of these paths and everything that aren't being used, we can try to gain a little bit of performance back. So that just we're never gonna be over here again. We don't need to have these things taking up all of our resources. And by resources, I mean machine resources, and not the actual, well, resources. It just really is not that big of a deal. So we're just gonna say sayonara to all this stuff and, you know, not worry about it. We don't need to keep any of this stuff anyway. So that's two little things that are kind of dealt with. I do need to keep track of where... Okay. So I know I have this bridge connected kind of... Yeah, via this. I don't have a direct connection except on this side where that comes out there. Because somebody said, hey, you should put something in the middle of the bridge where they can just get down into the little cave thing down here. I don't know how viable that is, but I do think it would be fun to have something in here. Just because, well, why not? Something, no reason the dog can't play basketball. Anyway, I've said that way too many times. This is a bad water chute that has stuff in it, so we don't want to build off of that. Probably is not the worst thing ever. Just need to make sure I don't cross that. Yeah, because that is, if I break that, it's going to be a problem. Let's just come... I guess, this or this. This might actually be the better one if I have this in the correct spot. Let's try... Yeah, there we go. We can do that. Two-way tunnels come in through here. This is just around the outside thing that we probably don't need. Well, we've already got it, so why not, right? This is not a thing that we're probably ever going to use again, but it is kind of annoying to try and get all of this situated. If it doesn't get calculated in any sort of, you know, pathfinding, then that probably should help also. Alright, where does that go? That also doesn't go anywhere that's worth going. Does that connect anywhere up here? It does not. Alright, so we'll just cut that whole thing off. That should help. And then this bit here, same kind of deal. I don't think this is actually relevant to much of anything, is it? No, let's remove that. Then get rid of that rubble, because again, we don't need to worry about it. Alright, and then this one that goes all the way out to here, we don't really have anything that needs to be done here. But someone had an idea that I really liked, and that was to put in, for decoration, we've got these fence pieces we haven't done anything with. Put in something like that, because that makes it look like it's, you know, access control for a sewer drain or something like that. And I've done that before. I think it was Series 25. With, excuse me, with the Folktales faction. And I thought that looked pretty good. So we'll do that before we have all of this, you know, removed for the sake of tubeways not being a huge, huge problem. This goes all the way to the end. Yes, 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 lag. We also have metal fence, but the wooden fences are the ones that actually look good. Anything else in the very bottom of the map we can get to? I don't know that this is actually a bad water drain, but it's something that we have access to that goes to the outside of the map. That's fine. So, might as well. Not that way. Rotate. There we go. That's just a regular thing we don't have access to. This is a sluice. That's fine there. I don't think there's anything else on this level. Yeah, because that doesn't go... I know there's other ones that we may or may not reasonably see. Like right here, we're not going to get back up in here, and I'm certainly not going to spend my time trying to get back in there. But I know this one for sure is a doable thing. Lag. That's a sluice. That is a sluice. That I don't think actually has access anymore. It could. It could. I think that would be worth having them come back into... Yeah, that does connect, and that should be reachable. Yeah, it looks like it is. That's fine there. This down here is not accessible. That's fine. That's not accessible. This isn't technically accessible either without redoing all that garbage. Honestly, none of these are... Yeah, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel trying to get into the rest of these things, but hopefully that is an acceptable amount of doing. I do think that looks nice. But I just can't spend the time to do the rest of that. All right, let's get... Come on. Let's get this all the way down here. Now that those are in place, I can absolutely take care of all of this. We do not need that. Do not, for even a slight moment, need that. Hopefully it didn't strand the beavers there. Okay, let's get that rubble out of the way. Let's make this nice and simple for ourselves. Is there something stuck there? Is that a shadow? That's a shadow. All right. This may be the last episode, but I do still have to play on this map for a little bit of time to try and actually finish things, so it is worth spending a little bit of time on this. Okay, that is actually a thoroughfare the beavers will use, so that's worth keeping open, but this has removed already a couple hundred of these possible pathing tiles, a couple of intersections as well. That goes up here, which, you know, we really don't need. So if I get rid of that, that should be an easy solution there. And then down here at the very bottom, same kind of deal. You already know how this goes. And then let's bring that. I will leave that, whatever that's called, Tubeway levee there. That's a very useful thing to have in a spot. This probably could have been a time lapse if we're being perfectly honest with ourselves. Okay, so this is disconnected here and here. Where does this actually connect to? Nothing? Good. It can go away. Except it's already not counted in calculations for anything, so I think, honestly, we can probably leave it alone. Alright, how are we looking over here? Part of that is a distraction from having to wait for this, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, the idea here is to remove all of this. I'm not going to sit here and wait for them to properly cut down the trees. I'm just going to rip them out, because why not? The idea is to be able to put frogs and well-being things in here. And then maybe figure out a way to get into this with a tubeway, but I'm not entirely sure how that's going to be possible yet. Might not be worth doing. I'd have to rip a bunch of these houses out to do that. I don't think we need to worry about that. I did say I was going to put something up over here, and we can still do that. We have all this scrap metal, and I was trying to figure out what in the world I'm going to do to get rid of it. Well, we have 1,500 scrap metal here we're not probably ever going to use, and I was trying to rack my brain to figure out how to do something, because you can't just delete scrap metal. But it turns out, if you were to put a tunnel under it, then it would go away. So the people in the comments have said. And normally I don't really think that's a nice way to play the game. But I'll throw you a bone every once in a while. You know how this goes. It is worth saying I have not tested this. So it is possible that I could have been misinformed. But we're going to find out together. You know how this goes. Goes there, there. It's like some of these it doesn't want to let me do here. So I guess we'll find out. Anyway, they can access that if I were to put a Alright, which one of you told me to do this? Because that definitely didn't work. That didn't do anything. And I can't even get rid of the platforms. Wait a second. Alright, you're vindicated. Never mind. Oh, I should wait longer before I attempt to do a call-out post during a live video. Well, it's fine. So that was for water. What was I going to put over here? Another liquid? I cannot remember. It was going to be maybe one of the storage things. I can't remember if it was going to be a tank or not. Yeah, it's probably just water, honestly. And then underground warehouse for some type of food. Well, obviously it's not going to be tomatoes. So what do I not have a ton of storage for? I don't have... Oh, no, I do have a ton of storage for all of this. Wow, bell peppers are still really, really down. Seems like almost all of these have the exact same or very close. Well, stuffed peppers seem like a nice thing to have. And I don't have a lot of, you know, extra storage for those. I also don't have a whole lot of ingredients to make it, but we'll see what happens. And that's that. Yeah, we can work with that. All right. Did we... Oh, come on, leg. Did we get all the way into this cavern yet? We sure did. And I think I can put in a tiny tubeway station right here. Let them take care of that. Come in here, rip all these trees out, and then we'll see what we can get stuck in there. So, the amount of canola that we planted still hasn't come up yet. It's a little over halfway grown. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Where is one to put tomatoes? I don't really have a lot of extra space for a lot of this stuff. That's about as far as that's gonna... Oh, this is irrigated now. Well, that's all tomatoes. Is this about to be one of those things where I have to eat my words? Tomatoes, bell peppers. Okay. Well, you know how this goes. I guess I'll just do one of these numbers here. That is all radishes, and that's beets. Wait a second. Oh, I was trying to do some sort of radial... Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. That's already making my brain hurt in ways that I don't feel comfortable allowing it to be hurt. Alright, let's do this. Bell peppers every fourth row there. Which doesn't perfectly match up with that. And this won't be able to be, you know, during a bad tide or during a drought, but these don't take that long to grow. The tomatoes are only 5 days, and I know a typical temperate cycle should allow for at least 2 full growth cycles of tomatoes. So we'll roll with that. Should be okay. Alright, let's check on our tree destruction. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, let's go for some fancy wooden paths down here. How do I want to do this? Is this actually supporting anything worthwhile? Okay, that one definitely is. Some of these aren't, though. So, anything I can see the top... Look at these guys just go to town on this. Any of this that I can actually see green on, I think I can remove. There we go. And I'll just put a bunch of frog statues down here. Why not? A couple other things as we see the ability to get something accomplished. So, wooden path without railings. Just have to get myself through here. I guess I probably could just, you know, keep doing that way. Okay, that's going to go there. As long as I'm not going to destroy anything, should be okay. Can they reach this? No, they cannot. That's unfortunate. Well, we can beef or boom all this. That's going to give me one more path there. Okay, well-being. Campfire would not be a bad thing to have down here. And I think I can adjust this depending on how I want this to be laid out. But you already know. You already know. We can't do one of these things without having the frog statues everywhere. It's basically codified into law at this point. So, 2 frog statues there, 2 detailers. We got Gary and we got my face over there. Why not? And I've got a couple 3x3 spots down here, or close to 3x3 spots, that may be of a benefit. Actually, that would have fit nicely there, but I'm not gonna Okay, that might work. Might not be a terrible spot for it. Then I think I can put in one there as well. I don't think I'm going to have room no matter how I configure this. Actually, that would fit right there. All right, let's just try this real quick. Come on, lag. Now we got exercise plaza and a dance hall. Can I fit the dance hall? I cannot. Wow, I really can't count. That is concerning. All right, well, we'll just do a little detour here. Take that out that way. Yeah, because we gotta have the dance hall down here, right? And let's see. Then we got contemplation spot right there. Maybe we got some decorations. Always need to have some, you know, fire-themed lighting here. Why not? Give them something that'll help light the way. Statues for proximity bonuses. Not a bad idea. Except this has a 3 tile. Is that facing the right way? Yeah. I don't know that really even does anything, but why not? Why not? That'll get everybody who comes in. There you go. Get your tails painted. We did need shrubs. That was a thing. Come on. Ugh, lag. That was a thing we needed. Can this fit up here? I think they should be able to build that. Why not? That'll help with that mess. Then this is a little crossroads here. Not a bad idea. Let's check our stats on these again. I know we still need to build a carousel. Now the beautiful dam pieces here. Why don't we make something kind of interesting, even if it's not going to be, you know, super useful? Yeah, why not? Secret underground spot needs a pyramid. That's what every secret underground spot needs. Except this one doesn't have a Bass Pro Shops inside of it. It's very interesting driving through Memphis and seeing that. But I digress. Now we've got... Oh, that's right. This was going to be flooded. How could I forget? Well, easily, apparently. This is what happens when you don't play this map for a long time. Okay. Well, I can, at the very least, remove all that garbage, and then try to fill this back in with actual stuff. Now, why did it not go away with these? Oh, I didn't tell those to get yeeted and deleted. Okay, is that going to be? There we go. I guess I can justify that. Okay. Now about our canola, 92%. So we're going to find out pretty soon if that's actually something that's really going to help us. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. What am I to do about all these tomatoes? Now, I did say over here would maybe be a good idea to plant some more, well, I guess, tomatoes, so... I feel like we're at the point now where I'm kind of having to grasp at straws, and I don't necessarily like it, but... I told you people I'd do this, and I better keep my word. So... Why are all these beavers wet? Oh, they're probably the ones that were working over here. For all of that garbage. That makes sense. Alright, that guy's getting rid of that, and then I don't need this path or any of that stuff anymore. We already have very nice connections to tubeways pretty close to here, so let's put in. Farmhouse right here will keep basically all of this. We don't have any more bad water coming through here. So... you know what? I think it's tomato time. So why not? Why not just stick a whole bunch of tomatoes in here? Just let them do what they're going to do with the tomatoes. And we'll see if we need to make any adjustments to the canola situation. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. But we'll check on that. How are we looking here in the Cavern of Secrets? That's a copyrighted thing, isn't it? Oh, that was the Chamber of Secrets. Okay, well, never into that too much anyway. All right, this is 204.25. So if I wanted something to go straight up, it would have to be 204.26. Probably right about here. Of course, that's not showing the houses yet. There they are. Well, how about we try this? This is one block thick. Okay. I'm going to possibly make a bad mistake here. Let's do a tubeway levee tunnel. I can't do that because it's not supported from underneath. 26. I hope this is going to let me build this here. Let's try this. 204.26. Let's go all the way up. That's going to let me into here. Now, the way this is set up... Oh, no way! Oh, it should not allow me to do this. There's no reason for this. There's absolutely no reason this should be allowed. That means we're going to do it. Okay. Oh, well, it's not going to connect anyway because this counts this as an entrance. It needs to be one block over. So... Oh, I love exploiting stupid things the game lets me do for no reason. Okay, so that's connected there. If you then take this tubeway off, it leaves the bridge. And then what I can do, I think this should work. I can put a walkway tubeway connection right here. Oh, yeah. You see those red lines? Oh, yes. Yeah. Ah, yes. I love this game, and I love this mod with my entire heart. Okay, this is now a problem. 205.26 is what I'm looking at. All right. All right, so that is directly above the pathway. We're going to have to, because of the way I decided to do this. How tall is the... Oh, I got plenty of space, plenty of space. Let's go... let's try this. We'll go one overhang here. Is that going to be directly above? Okay, yeah, I need one level below. Okay, come on. Take this down to a single, which we can do a metal platform. It'll look nicer. That, then, is going to need to be, I think, just a regular tubeway. And then here... Yeah, the reason this overhangs is so I can get something... Wait a minute. No, I don't need that to be an overhang. What am I doing? I hope you know, because I sure don't. Okay. Tubeway levee tunnel. That is exactly what I need. And I really hope this doesn't flood this when I do this. In theory, the tubeway levee tunnel should instantaneously replace the dirt block with a watertight, not dirt block. But I don't know. We're going to find out. So, you know what? You know what? I can be nice. I can be nice. I know it might seem kind of far-fetched, but I can put a regular tubeway station in here. Or a small tubeway station probably makes more sense. And I can just have this, so we're not completely abusing the mechanic. I can just have that go in that corner, and I can have this come right out, just like so. I can live with that. I think that's fine. So, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see if this actually floods anything. Did they actually do any of this? Yes, they did. Alright, well... I guess I can just stick the rest of the... Even though I don't really have anything I can put here. Well, I said I'd do it, so I'll do it. Why not? Can't always be the smartest person in the room. Can't always be the most talented, but you can always be the most honest. I think that's very important. How are we looking over here? Oh, lag. Well, they replanted it, so it's immediately just annihilated. Okay. See, I don't know if I am stable enough on most of the wheat to get away with getting rid of more of that. The tomatoes are coming in nicely, I might add. But that's... Wait, those might actually not even be these tomatoes. Those are just other tomatoes. Alright, so that might be something I have to deal with in a time-lapse. Let's take a look here. Oh, it did get wet. It did get wet, but the water didn't keep coming in. So that does mean, in my observation, that it is fine. This just has to dry up. So if that's the case... I don't know that they can actually build this from above. That might be... Oh, they can build it from inside. And all these beavers are wet because there's a little tiny bit of water down here and they're little crybabies, so... Oh, man, it's wet. Eh. Think about how the struggle the beavers had to come through to get this far. A little bit of wet fur should be not an issue at all for these guys, but I digress. They'll get that connected in there. It is objectively hilarious that this works. Thank you, game. Thank you, mod. Thank you, Bobingabout, etc. See, I really don't know what else I could do here without that. That one's ready to fire. That one's ready to fire. This one should also be ready to fire. I don't need to build another 8,000 builder's huts because those would just look ugly and be all over the place in the way. Well-being. So there's still so many things. I know the carousel besides that. I think a lot of this is honestly just the beavers having 18-hour days and, you know, the entire map being one district because I don't want to mess with districts. So, in terms of, you know, actual distribution of these things, it's probably not that bad. Apple pies should tick up soon. Let's take our working hours. Let's try 14. Let's go down to 14. We have so many stinking beavers, it should not matter. Where can I put a carousel? Where has power, first of all? That it would make sense to put one of those. This, you know, this does have power here. And it should go through... Wait, what was here that wasn't built? The clock. Okay. Well, the easiest way to accomplish that... Okay, that sound is too loud. The easiest way to accomplish that is just to put some stuff there. So we know power is connected to this. Power is connected to this tubeway station. So honestly, easy solution is just to put this guy right here. I think that's going to make sense. So let's take our wooden path with the railings. I think I just have to come out. No, not like that. Take these out. Let's check our overlap again. Yeah, yes sirree, get that clock built. And then I'll get this ladder out of here. Well, I know I've got gears. Why are the gears the last thing to get brought in? Okay, well they're getting brought in, so it doesn't matter. Okay, well being up to 64. Remember, it has to be, I think, Emberpelts with the food extension, I think it's got to be somewhere around 80. I haven't actually looked, it might be a little higher than 80, but we'll see how high it goes. It is going to take longer to get stuff done now because I put the working hours at 14. 66? Okay. Yeah, I just need to wait for the morning to get that done. But then we will put a carousel in here. One carousel probably is not enough. Yeah. Anyone with middle school aged children or who has been on the internet at all in the past three weeks is probably screaming seeing this number, which I will not say out loud. But... Man, I wish I knew if that was enough canola, because I know some of this just really had to catch up. We won't know for a while. I still don't have a storage. Really? I don't have a storage for cornmeal? Oh, yeah, I know there was a huge mess with all of this garbage. That's just wheat. That's charcoal. I mean, we haven't run out of anything that uses cornmeal as an ingredient, so I guess it's fine. I guess? Alright, the clock is built. Yes, the tank is clean. You know, that movie's like 23 years old now. Time flies, I don't like it. Carousel. So we'll stick that there. This ladder does not need to be here. But I also don't really have a compelling reason to get rid of it, so instead I'll just do it. Oh, you're on the ladder? Too bad. Do something else. Now, the really interesting question is, can I fit another carousel sideways? Oh, no way! No way! Is that actually going to let me do this? Oh, not quite. Not quite. That also... Well, I could put this here. I very easily could. I just need to have one more block of dirt here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Because they're not going to have any problem just coming out of here. I don't think that's going to be an issue. So... I will have to... No, I can leave that there. That's fine. That should have the entrance connect right here. Alright, 68. That's good. Should be sometime soon-ish. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Okay. Okay, I can live with that. Beautiful Dam still is going to need some help, so we'll probably put a couple of those things at major intersections. Do I have any single piece, like monoliths or something I could put in? I mean, I guess I could just put a decorative metal cube, but what fun is that? It's not a very exciting thing, is it? Yes. 1 frame per second. Delicious. What in the world is causing that to be that bad? Well, then as soon as the beavers are actually walking around, it goes all the way up to a whole 25 or 30. Oh, it's fine. We're almost done with this one anyway. We just need to make sure we can do what we can do. Alright, now bring me my dirt. Bring me... There it goes. There's my dirt. And now that will connect power-wise. Just don't get caught back here, because it's going to be a bad day at the office if you have to come get rescued. Oh, yes. Oh, I should have flipped this one. I should have flipped this one. Let's do that. I want to flip it so that it rotates the other way. Is that music bothering you yet? Oh, okay, now the game's lagging too much. You think about the point loads on these gear teeth here? That's outstanding engineering for that to, you know, not just be completely destroyed. Okay, how are we looking underneath? Oh, good. Yeah, see, that works, and it's right in the middle. And that actually is a very good housing shortcut for these beavers who live here to get, come on, to get out into the loop here without having to worry about any other garbage like that. And they get the bonus from the, you know, the mystical pyramid of don't ask any questions. That works. These guys don't have one of those over here. So I think the best I can do with that is come in here with a little bit right there. I won't do metal. I'll do wood here because that probably looks a little bit better. Double height decorative slope. Yeah, that won't look too bad. 71. Not too shabby. And I know it's going to get higher than that. Carousel should be a nice boost, but we're not even halfway there yet. That's going to help most of those guys because they have to come up that way. The rest of this might require a little bit of creative placement of decorative blocks. So I've got decorative square corners. Yeah, just next to some of the staircases might be a nice, nice way to complement this. Just give them something to do. It doesn't have to be all of them, but, you know, just give them a little bit of... Okay, that doesn't need to be here. In fact, most of this path does not need to be here. Let's get rid of that. Oh, no, I'm already 41 minutes into this and I haven't time-lapsed anything yet. That's not a recipe for success. What about over here? See, again, the main goal is just to have something nearby, enough of this that it's going to be viable. The roofing bonus is good. Let's try, let's put one, come on, one right here. That is a decoration cube. Why not? Why not? We'll just have a cube. We'll put a cube there. It's fine. Don't need to worry about it. Now, this right here, one of these little square things, it's not a bad idea at the entrance to those. It doesn't look completely stupid. This, that works. I actually kind of like the little pointy bits there. And the last one's over here. Not that these guys are really going to be, you know, spending a whole lot of time coming in and out of here, but it gives us the opportunity to do something. 72. 72. I'm thinking the canola issue is not yet resolved. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war, 5, 6, 7, 8. I already lost count. Good job. 10. Okay, so this is not going to be able to be removed by builders because it's too far away. So if I'm going to put any more canola, it needs to be probably these immediately surrounding the farmhouses. Which I guess I could just take these out here. I don't think it's going to have to be a lot more, but we definitely need some more. So we'll do... Come on, lag. We'll do this. Hopefully that's going to be enough. We got a bad tide coming in a little bit. Let's check the pervasiveness. Pervasion. I don't even know if that's even a word. Okay, that's improved. Lanterns also need to be improved. I wish the Torii lantern mod worked in this. That is like one of my favorite mods in the game. It just looks so cool. So... I guess I need to find a couple locations for lanterns. I already have a couple there. Oh, this is a no-brainer right there. That's going to be going out of their mind getting into those things. One right here is going to hit all the beavers going into carousels. That's a good crossroads for that. Although I know the big impact on this is if you hit them while they're sleeping, but they're spread way too far out for that. I do kind of like how this building looks, though. I ended up becoming quite fond of that, actually. I don't know that they can actually build this, if I put this here. No, they cannot. Okay. If I were to remove the contemplation spots, they could do it. Don't worry, I'll put them back. I will put them back for sure. Okay, this one... we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I can put a decoration block there. That'll help. That'll probably actually help a lot. But lanterns can go back there. Then that gets done. All in the name of trying to get something accomplished here. Don't worry. We'll time-lapse here in a little bit. But I want to make sure this gets taken care of first. And I do have to have that be a thing that's accomplished before we get too far away here. Water's good for you. Drink water. Not sponsored. I don't even know how water would sponsor a video anyway. It's like, hey, I'm from water. I'm the CEO of water, and I want to... No. That's, I guess, technically possible. Depending on how far you want to get into the dregs of all that other stuff with... Anyway, we're not going there. But water is good, and you should drink it. You can even enhance it with other flavors. Or you can put tea leaves in it and get tea, or you can put bean juice in there and get coffee, or I don't know. I don't drink coffee. Mom, help, the guy on the TV is saying weird stuff again. Yes, I know. It's okay. So if that's 71 right now, that's actually pretty good during the middle of the workday if the max is 73 and it's still 71 here. Food. There's so many food items. Apple pies have improved a lot. That's good. Tomatoes have also improved a lot. I don't know how I still have 33 homeless beavers. I don't understand how that's even possible. Unless it's just they're too far away from stuff. Like, how How is that even possible? We got a homeless beaver with the well-being of 71. Is it just they're too far away from housing so the game generates another beaver? I don't know, man. This game is weird. This game is weird sometimes. Especially when some stupid idiot that plays the beaver game, well, not every day anymore, but somebody like me decides to do dumb things instead of, you know, utilizing districts like a normal person. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was checking on this, and that's done. Alright. Contemplation spot time. That'll go there, that'll go there. About to have the bad tide. I'm pretty sure everything is fine, so we shouldn't worry about it. So I guess I'm just going to time-lapse this for a little bit, folks. We're going to see how far the well-being climbs as the different farm things grow in. And all of that. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I do need to let the game run a little bit so we can try and get this number up as high as we can without doing anything else. And then we'll see what else we want to do before we set those Wonders of Fire off and say goodbye to this playthrough. It's been a really fun one. I've had a great time. But it is, unfortunately, time for us to move on to other things. So we'll see what happens. I'll talk to you in just a moment. Alright, cycle 59 has begun, and we're still hovering right around the same well-being score. So I don't think there's really much that has improved, except these crops that we just planted are slowly growing in and being harvested. It still seems like the canola seeds are probably not sufficient. This wheat is dying because it is drying. Actually, no, it just got reset. Good. That's helpful. Now we're starting to run out of bell peppers. Excuse me. And I don't really know that I have anywhere else I can reasonably plant more without it becoming a problem. Of course, all these tomatoes died because there was not enough water, and that's something I should have foreseen and extended this whole mess here. It's just, there's so much that I guess I could do if I was going to keep playing this, but since this is the last episode, I don't think it's a justifiable use of time. But let's take a look at the well-being stuff, see how it's evened out. I mean, most of it's still looking pretty good. It hasn't really improved on the apple pies, and I don't know why, unless it's waiting on canola oil for that. That's probably what that's for. Oh, scratchers. How could I forget about scratchers? Everybody needs some scratchers. Where can I put scratchers? I guess I could put 2 of them here. That'll probably help. I don't really know where else except down here probably would not be a bad spot for some scratchers. Just put 4 of those in, because why not? Could have some more contemplation spots for contemplating purposes. 'Cause that was one of those things they were kind of low on. Yeah, I mean, the rest of this is honestly looking pretty good. Beautiful Dam has not completely improved. Apple pies, man. What is the recipe for the apple pie? Really? Apples and wheat flour. I'm not out of apples, though. I've got almost 8,000 apples. And I got tons of wheat flour, so I wonder if it's just an issue of production on those. But I got 9,200 apple pies, so what's the deal, man? I guess they just don't have Oh. Well, here's your problem. These aren't set to obtain. Well, not all of them, at least. Okay, that is probably having something to, because we have 100. Oh, we had 100,000 food at one point in time. So I know it's not because we're not making enough for most of the things. Some of the stuff, yeah, some of the stuff it is, but let's try to make a couple more tweaks here. I don't think I need to worry about all of this necessarily. We still have all these beavers that are homeless. I don't know. I shouldn't complain so much when I've done so much stupid stuff to this game. I also should not say soup and stuff. We're having a good time with it, but it's very, very obviously not a normal play style. So I think that's taking care of pretty much all of this on the top levels, at least. So that's good. That's good. That's not quite okay. Yep, that'll have to do it. All right, I will have to put in more hauling posts. I was trying to avoid doing that because, well, you know how it goes. This doesn't seem like a super necessary thing for the end game, but oh well. Wooden path without railings. Let's just get that popped in here. Give them something to do. Yeah, see, it seems to have hard stopped at about 74, no matter what I will do. So I think the distribution issues should be solved. Now, bell peppers I can understand because, well, I have 0, and they can't eat those as a food. Contemplation spots, I've got plenty of them. The scratchers should be solved mostly. I already forgot what I was looking at. Well, there's a couple other things I guess I could try putting in before I just completely give in. Contemplation. Already got 2 of those there. That's probably fine. I'll just put 2 more of these here because I know that's a pretty central location. This is got a couple beavers living over here. I guess that's fine. Give them a couple of scratchers and contemplators. Where else do I have a bunch of houses? I don't really have a bunch of houses most places, honestly. I got this little bit here. They have a contemplation spot. They do not have a scratcher yet. Everything else is probably fine, to be perfectly honest with you. Did I put any... Well, they got them underneath there, so I guess that's about as good as they're going to get. This is stuffed peppers. Yeah, I guess, man... It is honestly kind of funny that I keep doing this to myself with the, with this, I shouldn't say stupid, the difficult maps. So, take from that what you will. I'll just put some more bell peppers over here. Why not? It only takes 6 days. It's not that big of a deal. We got a farmhouse right here. They can take care of that. And, yeah, that's going to have to be that. Make sure there's... Now it's still going down. I just put in a bunch more of those. Shrubs, I shouldn't really lose any sleep over that. The beautiful dam and the beaver busts. I guess I could put a couple more of those. So I don't have a tremendous quantity of those basically anywhere. If I put that there, that's probably going to help. Kind of stuck shoving stuff everywhere, huh? Okay, I want the... Why did that do that? Well, that's fine. More and more shrubs, just randomly. I got some there. Probably not a bad idea to have one here. I got some over there. We already knew that. Do I have any over here? Technically, I do, but... Oh, I don't have any over here. Too bad I can't just, you know, shove something up there. Not a bad idea to have shrubs somewhere over here, even if they can't really do that much. Well, it's fine. That's where they'll come out and in and all that. I've got beaver bust over here, or do I? I don't think I do. All right. Well, if we're gonna play that game, might as well just stick one of these facing right here. That'll cover a lot of those. Outside of that, I don't know, man. I could sit here and try to troubleshoot this for another 5 episodes, but nobody wants to watch that, so... I suppose this will be yet another one of those periods of time where I've just honestly just got a time lapse and see what all happens here. So that's what we'll do. Let's sit here for a little bit longer, see if that number goes up at all, and then we will say farewell to this one. Of course, as is the case with all of my playthroughs here, the save files are available. There's a link in the description, so if you want to load this up and just explore around the map, or say, well, I can fix this problem, like, okay, well, go ahead. By the time this video goes up, they should all be there for this series, and of course, you're welcome to do whatever you choose with those. So, come out of the time lapse now and set off those wonders, and we'll get on out of here. Okay, a discovery has been made. I did want to time-lapse a little bit longer, but it seems the buildings lacking materials bits have revealed something very interesting. It is not bell peppers that were the problem, it was corn. Which I would not have thought was an ingredient in stuffed peppers. But that is very surprising. I mean, we did still need to have additional bell peppers and tomatoes and all that stuff, but having to put corn somewhere, that is going to be a little bit of a challenge here. I don't really have a lot of places left that I could use to plant anything. I guess I could plant some over here, but that kind of makes this... Yeah, okay, who cares? Quit crying about it, just do it. Yeah, I know. Sure, why not? Oh, we'll just plant all the corn. Why not? Why not? Just shove this wherever it'll fit. And this will have, honestly, all of this. All of this could easily be corn. So we'll let them do that, I suppose. It also did another thing with the houses randomly becoming inaccessible in the middle of the night, so I'm assuming that does have to do with exhausted beavers. So now we can try to improve this. I don't know. I don't really want to sit here for another hour with another time-lapse going, but I don't know what else to do. So I suppose what I can do before committing myself once more to the insane asylum that is sitting here staring at a screen while beavers do something extremely slowly because, well, that's the state of the game at this point. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Alright, so I guess I deserve to do that. More canola because we clearly need it. Need these guys to keep on growing something else. Like, I guess I probably need a little bit more, but I don't know, man. I put this back at 16 hours to see if that was going to help our stocking issues at all. Scratchers have not improved, despite me putting a bunch more in. Same with contemplation spots, apple pies, despite there being just an absolute glut of those things available, they aren't eating them. So I don't know if that's an issue with the extension mod for the food or whatever, or the beavers aren't hungry at all, so there's too much variety. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge about this game or the inner machinations of how the mods work to make any sort of actual statement on that. But I guess we're gonna see how this corn situation plays out. Give you guys something else to look at if the game ever stops lagging, and then you know the drill. You know how it goes. We'll just let them do what they got to do, and I'll come back in just a moment, and we are going to set those wonders off, and we'll be done with this, because I'm almost out of time. But I do think we can be pretty satisfied with the way most of this has gone. Well, it doesn't seem like anything has improved, and at this point, and now I feel like I'm just wasting time. But we did, we got some more corn, so we got that going for us, which is nice. I don't know what else to do, man. I'm completely out of ideas. But I don't understand why this just keeps getting worse, even though I've got almost 10,000 of them. So we just have to be done. I know that's massively disappointing, but it is what it is. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to unpause these two that were paused, or the one that was paused. That's got everybody staffed. That's now staffed. I think it can go off without everybody actually being at work. Man, this lag is unbelievable. But yeah, that's going to have to be it, folks. Let's hit launch. Let's hit launch, and let's hit launch. And since we have the first-person view mod, I think what would make the most sense is for us to come over to... well, this doesn't disperse particles, it just kind of looks neat, so maybe I'll go like right here. And we'll take a look. Flame there, and flame there. Neat! Not nearly as cool looking as maybe the other two, but it's still cool. And now we have launched 3 of those at the same time, which is not an achievement in version for Update 7, but it rotates. That's cool. Is what it is. So now we should get that ending screen. And there we go. We mastered Emberpelts and used the map's resources to build the faction's wonder. Having collected great wealth of knowledge, Beavers attempted to share the fruits of their labor with the suffering planet. Unfortunately, it all went up in flames. Them's the breaks, man. At least your Beavers got to see things burn. But yeah, 1,236 days, 2,051 Beavers born, 55,785 water consumed, which would be a lot higher, except remember the Emberpelts drink juice also. Tails painted, 14,602. 195,319 trees cut, 119 teeth broken, 0 bots manufactured, and 359 dynamite detonated with 0 beavers being blown up. How about that, huh? It's not too often that happens. But yeah, I like the Emberpelts mod. I love the Emberpelts mod, actually. And this is a fun map. But I think at the end it was maybe just a little too much. We'll see what happens future playthroughs, though. So, well-being of 75 if you count the plus 6.9 from the Wonder of Fire. I'll give it a little bit more time. I think it should go up just a bit more. I know not every single beaver was within range of one of these things. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's all we're going to get. Okay, well, 69% of it's good enough, I suppose. So yeah, unfortunately, I am very much out of time to continue this playthrough. But like I said, the save file is going to be up, so if you want to mess with it, feel free. Go right ahead. It's there for your enjoyment. And yeah, I'm glad you stuck around for the rest of this series. I know I originally wanted this to be gone before the end of last year, and it's taken me almost a month after that point to actually finish it. But I didn't want to rush through it, so hopefully you enjoyed. We'll be back with these guys at some point again in the future. I don't know exactly what's going to be coming next, but I've got a couple of ideas. I'm going to have you guys vote on those, so expect a poll sometime probably this weekend, this upcoming weekend. Well, I guess this video is going out to everybody on Saturday, so I don't know, later today or tomorrow possibly. We'll see what happens. But I'll let you guys know, and then at some point in the future we will revisit them being the Emberpelts, but I know there's all sorts of other things people have been asking for, and I want to make sure that we get to as much as we can. So, you already know how it goes. Beard Boosters supply all of the behind-the-scenes support, so I don't have to have sponsors or algorithm chasing nonsense or anything. We just have fun playing with the beavers and do what we want to do and not what YouTube wants us to do. So I much prefer it that way, and I trust that you do as well. So thanks very much for all the support with all of these series, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon for more beavers of other varieties. Take care. Bye-bye.